Hello and welcome to chair yoga. Grab yourself a chair that you can easily reach the floor with your feet, preferably one without armrests or wheels, but it's okay if your chair has either of those. And then set yourself up on the edge of your seat so that your hips are well supported. And then take your knees hip distance apart and line up your ankles right underneath your knees. Take an inhale and roll your shoulders onto your back. And you can bring your hands to rest on your legs, in your lap, or maybe on your armrests. From here, allow your eyes to close. We're going to take a couple of deep breaths in and out of the nose. Allow your torso and back body to expand with breath. Inhaling and exhaling out of the nose. Move your focus to where your feet connect with the floor. Feel that grounded connection. And then move your awareness up your legs to where your hips connect with your chair. Bring your focus to your hands and draw your hands together to touch at your hearts in Anjali Mudra. Press your palm into one another and take an inhale to lift tall through the very top of your head. On your exhale, bow your head towards your hands and take a big breath. Softly open your eyes and release your hands back down to your legs. Re-engage your shoulders onto your back. Start to take a nod of your head, reaching long through the throat and the back of the neck as you look up. Getting a nice stretch through the back of the neck as you look down. Tune into how the front and the back of the neck is feeling today. And then with your head back in center, keep your shoulders engaged onto your back as you take a shake of your head no. As you look to the left and the right, see how far you can look back behind yourself. Notice what that range of motion feels like for you today. Take your gaze side to side one more time. And then with your head back in center, roll your shoulders up towards your ears, back, down, and forward. Really exaggerating these shoulder rolls so you can tune into the chest, the top of the back, and the top of the shoulders. And then switch the direction of your shoulder rolls, coming forward, down, back, and up. Move slowly so you can really feel that transition of movement. And then re-engage your shoulders onto your back. You're going to interlace your fingers and turn your palms away from your heart. Re-engage your shoulders and give yourself a bend in the elbows. You're going to start to turn your palms up towards the ceiling, but keep your shoulders on your back, your elbows bent so you have a nice space for your head and your neck. You're going to start to reach your right palm up towards the sky. Press your right hip into your chair. Good. Start to lean or take your left palm up towards the sky. Press your left hip into the chair. Take these side stretches a few times, lengthening from hip to armpit on each side. Good. One more on each side. And then release your hands down by your sides. Take your hands to your knees. You're going to take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Inhale, let your belly come forward. Take your gaze up towards the ceiling. On your exhale, you're going to start to curl through the spine. Take your gaze down towards the floor. Inhale to come forward into a cow-like pose. Exhale back into a cat-like pose. Use your hands at your knees to help support this movement through your spine. 2 more rounds to your breath. Good, last one. Then inhale, come back up to your tall spine. You're going to bring your feet back in, hip distance apart. And then from here, you're going to clasp your hands and reach your hands right out in front of you. Start to curl or tuck your chin down towards your chest and curl through your spine. You're reaching your hands forward. Take a big breath into that space between your shoulder blades. Inhale, come back up to your tall spine. You're going to take your hands to the back of your seat, at the seat or maybe the back of the chair. Take a hold here. Let your heart space come forward. Your pelvis will tilt forward. Your gaze goes up. Take a big breath. Good. Come back to your neutral spine. Hands to clasp one more time. Reach out in front of you. Tuck your chin down towards your chest. You're reaching your hands away as you curl through the top of the spine. And then take your hands a little to the left and to the right so that you're stretching your lat muscles on your back. And then come back to center. Inhale to your tall spine. We're going to shift our hips back. You're going to bring your left thigh and left hip to be supported by your chair. Let's just take a 90 degree with our angle or with our legs for a moment. Line up your ankle underneath your knee. And then from here, you're going to you can stay here if this is the most comfortable place for you, or you're going to let your knee turn down, lean forward over your chair, and slide your foot back as far as it feels comfortable. You can always have a shorter stance in your high lunge here if you prefer. So wherever you decide your foot is, I want you to press your feet into the ground so much that you start to lift up off of your seat, and then walk your hands towards your hips. Help square your hips towards the right. Then from here, you're squeezing your legs towards one another, tone low belly. Take hands up towards the sky. Exhale your hands down to your heart. Good. Inhale and reach. Exhale your hands back to your chair. You're going to lean forward a little bit, turn and plant your back heel so that your foot is parallel with the side of your chair or perhaps the wall. And then from here, hands to hips, press your feet into the ground. You're going to hinge forward at your hip and drop your elbow to your knee. And then press your arm into your leg so that you can open up through the heart space. If your shoulders are stacked, you're welcome to take your top arm up towards the sky, or if you'd like, over ear. Take your gaze down towards the ground. Wherever you are, reach long through your feet, long through your arm. Take a big breath. If you have your hand up towards the sky, go ahead and bring it back to your hip. Inhale and come back to your tall spine. Use your hands at your chair to support you. You're going to slide that back foot back in. And then we're going to move to our other side. Set up your right hip and thigh so it's well supported on your chair. Excuse me, this might be our left side now. Line up your ankle right underneath your knee and take your legs to a 90 degree angle first. Now, you can stay here, or you're going to lean forward over your leg, turn your knee down, and start to slide that foot back. Wherever you decide to put your foot, I want you to squeeze or press your feet into the ground, lift as high as you can, and then walk your hands to your hips. Help square your hips towards the right side of the room. From there, squeeze your legs towards one another. You're going to inhale, hands up towards the sky. Exhale your hands down to your heart. Tone your low belly. Inhale and reach. Good. Exhale, hands coming back to your chair. Lean forward and turn and plant that back heel so it's parallel with the right side of the room. You're squeezing your legs in towards one another, pressing your feet into the floor. Bring your hands to your hips and then start to hinge forward. Drop your elbow to your knee. Press your elbow into your leg to open through the heart space. You're welcome to keep your hand on your hip or take it up towards the sky, maybe over the ear. Take a big breath. Good. Bring that hand back to your hip. Inhale, come to your tall spine. You're going to support your hands at your chair. You can heel toe that foot back in or just slide it back, whatever works better for you. From there, bring your hips back to the edge of your seat. Realign knees hip distance apart, ankles underneath knees. Inhale, take your arms wide up towards the sky. Exhale your hands to your heart. Inhale and reach. Exhale, you're going to hinge at your hips to fold over your legs. You can stay more lifted if that feels better in the body. Inhale, bring your hands to your knees and lengthen through your spine. Get your shoulders on your back. Exhale, try to hinge at the hips to fold farther over your legs. Let your head hang. Arms wide, press your feet to the floor and inhale, rise. Good, exhale, hands to your heart. We're going to do one more half sun salutation. Reach up towards the ceiling, arms wide, fold over your legs. Inhale, lengthen to that half forward fold. Exhale, fold deeper. Press your feet into the floor, inhale, rise to mountain. Exhale your hands back to your heart. Go ahead and scoot yourself all the way back into your chair. And then from here, let's bring our hands back to our hearts. Allow your eyes to close. Bring your focus back to your breath. I'd like to thank you for joining me today, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day. Namaste.